Yeah, hello. Hello, friends. Thanks for joining. This is Arun from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been working on this Immortal Talks book, living this Immortal Talks book from long time. We have been completing all that chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and now we are almost done with the chapter 10 to last year. So from this year onwards, we have two more chapters left. So we'll be consistent to get those two chapters done, and we'll be done with this Immortal Talks book. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for the thorough support from all the participants, all the viewers from PMCUSA, for watching these videos, watching the shorts, watching the reels. Your support is amazing. And thank you, Sirisha Madam, for continuously following up with me for getting this chapter in reality through me. I'm so thankful for the entire PMC USA community and PSSM USA team for allowing me to share this wonderful wisdom through me. So today's chapter is chapter 11. So chapter 11 is all about awareness setting. So what is this awareness setting? What exactly from the Immortal Talks book, like everything that we already knew, but Immortal Talks this book always gives a different perspective or the new perspective of the existing topic that we already knew of. So this topic, whatever the subject that we are going to talk today, is not a new one. It is already a well-known subject, well-known concepts, but in a new way. Let's try to explore this subject each and every time. Whenever you read a book, you'll definitely learn something new. And every time, whenever you read the same book from time to time, you'll definitely learn something new. So let's try to see what we'll learn today, although the subject is same. Yeah, let's dive in. Let's dive all of us together to learn more about this awareness setting through Immortal Talks book. Thank you. So the core question, the fundamentally, it starts with um, the soul and how soul enters into a character, into the physical being, and how it lives and experiences the character and then leaves the character. So that is how the complete structure actually starts. So when Hanuma asks this question, like what exactly how the character is lived and how it forgets things and how it actually tries to lives into the character. So there is two fundamental questions is like what is ignorance, what is awareness, and what is ignorant soul, and what is aware soul. So the question actually starts from Lord Hanuma with this simple question. So everyone is trying to understand and explain what exactly this ignorant soul and what is awareness soul. So ignorant soul is something, it's completely identified with its character and mind. It feels, reacts, and suffers blindly through the character. Like let's say if I'm Arun, so the ignorant soul, if I'm an ignorant soul, I'm completely live with Arun as a character. And I feel what Arun feels. I react what Arun actually reacts. I suffer for everything consequences of Arun faced in his life. So that's what the ignorant soul is all about. And many of us will tend to become ignorant soul from time to time. So it is quite natural as to be an ignorant soul. What is aware soul then? So awareness soul is nothing but it knows the separate from the character and the mind. It is a soul that is living the character, but it is not the character. It can step back, observe, and then even exit a scene. So when Arun is having its life, a soul enters into Arun's body, lives when he's doing a session, he's doing a podcast or anything that he's sharing an experience. When Arun is sharing some experience, the soul enters into Arun's body and experience it, shares its uh, character, shares something, and then leaves it. So that is what the aware soul does. So every time the scene by scene, awareness soul come, lives the character and goes. Lives the character and goes. Lives the character and goes. That's what the aware soul always does. So awareness is not about escaping life. It's about having distance from it. So it is not something, uh, like I'm no more interested in suffering. So let me escape from here. That's not what awareness soul does. The awareness soul is all about, it knows its boundaries. It knows it is living a character. It is not the character. It knows that the character is actually experiencing it, and I'm just experiencing this life through this character, but not I'm the complete character. Okay, so that's what the awareness does. And let's go deeper and deeper and try to understand where exactly the awareness begins. The mind and invisible four. So we all know we have an invisible four layers of the soul, right? The first one is the awareness begins with the soul stops mistaking itself from the mind, right? So awareness, it's always about when you forget you are a soul, when you mistake yourself as a character instead of soul, when you forget yourself as a soul and you become like a mind, you become like a character, you become like any other physical being, then you lost your awareness. So awareness actually begins when you tend to know that you are a soul and having all this mind, body, intellect, and everything. The mind is made of four invisible mental bodies, right? So this mind, a soul is having a mind, and mind is again having four different state of mental bodies, right? The first one is intelligence. So intelligence is all about a soul having a mind. Mind is having four, in which the first one is about the future goals. So the intelligence is all about what are your future, like how you wanted to have a goal, how you wanted to behave this mental body. You use them. All these four mental bodies, you have to use them. It is not that you are going away from it. And you are also not a servant of these mental bodies. The mental bodies, you need to use it and help yourself to gain some experience and then live the character. So the first one is about the intelligence, the second one is intellect, the characterization and the judgment, everything happens through the intellect. What is the difference between intelligence and intellect? Intellect is about analysis, like you identify what is not, what is what, you identify where does it come from. This is all about the intellect from your past learnings. Intelligence about the future analysis and how you wanted to achieve things, and it's all about the futuristic. So based on the past things, you decide something, that is intellect, and based on the past experiences, what you have learned so far, and then what is your future plans is going to be your intelligence. And the samskara, the self-image, the consistency, the whatever you have as a character, you have as a your definition of your characterization is all about your samskara mind. So mind is all about like the pattern, the group of complete patterns for various categories, it becomes your samskara. And then the chitta, the attraction to chaos and novelty, like what um, chitta is all about. If there is something happened, then how you actually react, how you actually attract the things. If someone says something about anyone, then how are you taking it? How are you actually feeling it? How you actually uh, react to all the chaos that's created around you. So all the self-characterization, all the self-image, these are all four different categories that we have as our mental bodies. And ignorant soul is all about it drags by these. So even I recently watched a movie recently. The name is Shambhala. In that movie, it is mainly focused on the Harishad Vargas. So based on the energy level, the low energies that you carry in your body, uh, the negative energy, whenever the negative energy is attracted towards you, all the negative characters that you possess through your mental bodies gets activated, and they will start working to its highest power. So you make yourself that they are all under you, not you are under them. So an aware soul can watch them in action, like a uh, awareness soul. Like when you are aware, when you are fully empty, when you are fully know that you know what is what, then none uh, can defeat you, can deceive you. So you know what is happening. You know who is going to do what. Then there won't be any issue. Okay, unless and until you know that you are just playing a character, there is no way that someone can deceive you through these mental bodies. Okay, this is something that you need to practice a lot. That I am the there is a recent meditation that I have attended from Sadhguru. So the guidance simply goes like this: I am not body, I am not mind, I am not body, I am not mind. He continuously, repetitively says this again and again, just to make yourself practice that you are a soul. You have a mind, but you are not mind. You have a body, but you are not the body. You continuously, repetitively, he makes us say this. He makes us know this. So that way you will be partially get separated uh, from the ignorant soul to the awareness soul. So the central concept is this awareness setting is actually there in your Linga code. What is Linga code? I think you already know about Linga code. It's all about the karma and desire. Based on the karmas that you attain and the desire that you have. So the actions that you take based on the desires is all about 1010. That makes your Linga code. In the Linga code itself, this awareness settings is embedded with it. So awareness ranges from 0 to 100. Like let's say if you are taking it in numerical way, then from 0 being the total immersion, maximum pleasure, zero freedom. So total trap. The awareness, if it is 0, then you are completely an ignorant soul. If the awareness is completely 100, it is like a detachment, no experience at all. So if it is completely 100, that is also problem. If you are completely aware of the being that you are just playing a character, then you cannot experience anything, right? That is really a big problem. Most of us they feel like they are detached. I'm not body, I'm not mind, I'm not body, I'm not body. If you keep saying this, then you'll never live a character and you'll never experience anything. So that's the reason, like we as pyramid masters, we always see a middle path, the Madhya Marg. So, right? So the awareness settings is always should be like 50-50. So below 50 is problem, above 50 is problem. You have to always maintain that 50. 50 is nothing but, you feel that you are a character, and at the same time, you feel that you are doing a stage play, right? So you stay in the character, leave the character, enjoy the character, and at the same time you know that you are enjoying this play. You are just having a drama, and you are enjoying the drama. So it is something like the goal is not permanent enlightenment. The real mastery is the ability to adjust awareness at will, never dropping to 0 accidentally, never drop to 100 knowingly, right? So make this like there is a play called walk on the rope. So when you are walking on the rope, you should maintain the perfect balance. So if you're not maintaining the perfect balance when you're walking on a rope, then you'll fall from the rope, right? It is just like making yourself the awareness setting is just like walking on the rope. So any imbalance at any given stage makes you fall from the rope. It's as simple as that. So make sure that when you are leading a life, you tend to know that you are a soul, and also you tend to know that you are you are enjoying this, experiencing each and everything. That is important for us. And next, a powerful freedom and versus the experience. So when you are completely freedom, you cannot experience. When you are completely experiencing it, then you do not have freedom. So this is something again like awareness with 50% on being a soul makes you freedom, partial freedom. And also awareness setting to 50% to be in the character makes you get the experience, the complete experience. A powerful insight is more awareness, less intensity on the experience. Less awareness, more pleasure, but loss of freedom. So this is something like maintaining the balance again, right? The zero awareness feels like intoxicating because it offers the deepest emotional experience, but it's also how souls get trapped in the characters. So true wisdom is learning to enjoy life without losing the freedom. So you make yourself uh, make yourself be in the character, enjoy the character, but not losing the freedom, but experiencing it. Experiencing the Arun is very important, as important as experiencing the freedom. When you have some chaos or something, right? You know that you are playing the character of Arun. So it's as simple as that. So just maintain being there in the character, experiencing it, and also have enough freedom to live whenever you want to live. Okay, so that is very important. So what actually stays with the soul is again like you have the character. When you are playing the character, all the characters past gained knowledge, you'll have it. All the philosophies that characters possess, that you'll have it. All the memories that character played so far by from the birth of the character, you'll have all these knowledge as a wisdom, also the experience that it carries, everything you'll have it. None of that carries forward when the soul changes character. So all these things, when you are in the character, you'll have them. But when you are leaving it, you'll not have them. Only thing that persists with you is mastery over awareness settings. So this is very important for us that the character that you are living has all that things, but when you are leaving it, the only thing that you can take away from it is your experience of being there, living that character, and also how much aware that you are able to make it when you are living the character. When you are able to maintain that coefficient, the awareness coefficient in the character, that makes the practice. That is a practice that we are doing on this playground, on this earth. So when you are playing a cricket, you do practice how to hit a ball, right? So the more you middle the ball, the more you practiced. What is middling the ball is a perfect shot wherever you want to play. You want to play the cover drive, you want to play the off shot, you want to play the leg side. What exactly you want to play with this ball? How perfectly you are able to manage it, right? In the same way, how much aware you are when you are living the character, how much aware you are being there in that character, enjoying all the fruits of this character, yet you're not attached to it. You're not feeling any kind of no trap. So you are fully aware of your freedom, yet you are living the character and experiencing it. So that awareness setting of making you the perfect 50 is what you take away from this when you are leaving the character. That realization humbles the disciples, the decades of spiritual preparation boil down to one inner setting. So you always, this realization is needed. The more you realize this, the more humble you become. So the more you leave the character. Let's say if I'm a chief minister, I'm playing a character of chief minister. If you know that that is temporary, then you'll never be proud. You'll never be proud of what the character that you are playing of. If you become an army officer, you become an like a big CEO of a company. It could be like a rich tycoon, a businessman having all the riches, all the luxuries. You may be a famous player, or you may be a famous movie artist. You could be a star. But what makes you more humble is because of this awareness setting. If you do not have this awareness setting, then everything piles up on you and you lose your awareness. And then you have to take one more life to understand this awareness setting within you. And the soul again need to live more characters to get this awareness setting at the level that we all need. So always we need to be aware in each and every situation, in each and every line of action. You make yourself okay. Oh, okay. I'm playing this character. I'm having a mind. I'm having a body. And my body and my mind is experiencing few things in this day, in this life. So let me actually make sure that I'm enjoying all the fruits, yet I know that I'm a soul having all these characters' life to enjoy, to know more about life, to respect the life, to view the life as it is. So to make all these things properly makes your life more and more towards the nirvana. The more you have these things in your life, the more nibbana you'll be in. So, two paths to awareness. So, what makes you to be aware? What exactly makes you to be aware? What kind of precautions that we need to take to be aware? What can we actually do uh, to be in that 50% constant centric central piece of way doing it? To be on the rope without losing the balance. What makes me to do that? So here are few things that we have for doing it, right? The first one is to be in the path of knowledge. So you always have to carry this knowledge that you are, so you've been assigned to be in the character. You just play the character to experiencing something. Yet you do not need to be on the cage. You can always leave the character anytime. So the path of knowledge is again for whom the path, like the way of being in that 50% or the awareness setting. There are two ways of doing it. One for those who are with chitta, who requires questioning beliefs and breaking the expert barrier. To all those, they need the knowledge. The path of knowledge is very important for them. The expert barrier is the illusion that I already know. So some people say that I already knew about it. I know what is happening. True knowledge begins when you turn the inquiry back on the knower. So whenever you are saying I know, then you have to question yourself. Inquire about what exactly you know. Did you know the subject by living it, or by just read about it somewhere, or by experiencing it, or you have a wisdom from the ancient past or from your previous lives. So you should be knowing about it. You should be knowing by inquiring yourself, like where exactly you got this information from. So it is always important that we know what we are, and then we have to know what we do to make ourselves aware, to become aware soul. Okay, the second way of doing it is path of devotion, suited for those with a strong samskara, like who have a strong samskara in the mental body. They need to follow the path of devotion. Complex mental bodies are replaced with simple, ready-made ones. So life becomes black and white, structured, minimal for those who are in the path of devotion. Devotion simplifies the mind so much that awareness soul naturally emerges. So when you are having a strong samskara as your mental body, then choose the path of devotion. If you are strong at your chitta, your physical things, then choose the path of knowledge. So both of them always makes you lead that legitimate path of awareness. You become an aware soul from being the ignorant soul. You being the ignorant soul with strong chitta, choose the path of knowledge. You being an ignorant soul but having lot of samskara can choose the path of devotion. So these are the two things that you always need to remember to know where you are heading to. So, excuse me, I'm kind of energizing myself when I'm talking about this subject. The subject itself takes you deeper and deeper and questions your existence from being the physical body, Arun. So it is very difficult to explain the vast subject in the language called English, because English does not explain all that stuff. The mind cannot explain all that we know as a soul. Mind is like it can only access 5 to 10% of what soul carries. Under that 5 to 10%, to express what we have all in the mind, to express in any language so far, is again like if 5 to 10% of it only I can explain what we have in mind. So these are the things that we all need to understand as a soul and experience them instead of just listening to it. Experience yourself from being a soul and aware soul. Experience yourself to be in the character and not in the character. You have to live them simultaneously. So again, what exactly the devotion? Like if you want to choose the path of devotion, how the devotion should be. If I am devoted to Lord Rama or Lord Krishna or Lord Hanuma, so how the devotion should be. Is that something like a fearful devotion? Or it should be like a disciplined devotion, like you have to wake up in the morning, 4 o'clock for sure, do all the puja. Is that kind of devotion that you are looking for? Or if you are a fearful devotion, then if let's say if I don't do something, then Lord Hanuma will come and beat me, or Lord Rama will curse me with something. So I'll be suffering for my life for not doing some situation. Is that the devotion that we are looking for? Or the devotion of love, Devotion itself split into multiple styles. The first devotion is the loving devotion, switching between the old and adapted mental bodies. The awareness comes from realizing you are separate from both. All the mental bodies, you should be separate from all the mental bodies. Then you start loving it. You should have a love towards the devotion that you are playing. It should not be like a fearful or a disciplined devotion. The devotion, if it is a disciplined one, then fully abandon the old mind. Risky but powerful if the guru eventually shatters the belief system. So when you are completely disciplined to one particular religion or a group, then you should be completely surrendered to the guru. The guru who can clear the belief system that you carry. Without a true guru, it is very difficult for you to be out of it. The freedom, you should have enough freedom to go to the guru, and who can actually break all the belief system that you carried over the years from your ancient history. So if you have that much of discipline to be devoted to one such guru who can break all the belief system, then choose this path of devotion with discipline. So when you are having all these things, then it is very easy for you, very easy for you to or to be an awareness zone. The next thing that we need to understand is Anita's story. So if you remember Anita's story, the psychological idea is to culminate in the Anita story is crushed by poverty. Like she was in poverty. Her life has already simplified her mental bodies. In a supermarket, her image was of normalcy collapses completely. Right? Like soon after the moment he changed, he switched back. Her soul detached from the mind, awareness flickers, Lord Hanuman intervenes. Then her soul migrates from Anita, some so and so number to Anita, some 850 something, a parallel where help and prosperity arrive. So the moment Hanuma intervenes, the same character completely shifted to a different life. She don't even know the shift happened. Like all of a sudden, the poverty become riches, and nobody knew about it. Everyone is aware that the current life, whatever they are seeing, which is just arrived, they're still living it, right? The key takeaway from Anita's story is souls change character more often than we realize. Memory don't record it, but awareness always enable it. So it is something like if you are really aware and you change your character, you don't even know that your character got changed. You don't even know that the life has completely changed. You just live some other character in some other life in some other dimension, and you don't even know that you are living in that direction, in that dimension, right? These all are like something that you need to experience. These are something not theoretical. Unless you experience all these things in the dreams or in some sort of knowledge in some sort of movies, like you need to experience these things to make yourself understand the concept. There are high chances that you may deviate from understanding this because none of them seems logical. but it is what it is. So when you are trying to understand something of the soul science through your mind, you'll never get it. As I said, like soul, if it carries 100% of the wisdom or the expertise, only mind can perceive 5 to 10% of what soul carries. With the 5 to 10% of the knowledge that mind carries, again it divided into four categories. If they do not perceive what the exact mind is carrying, then it is very hard to describe. It is hard to explain it as a theory. It becomes theoretical, or maybe like it may sound completely logical to the mind that does not understand the soul science. So it is very important that we experience these things. And there are intermittent awareness and divine help. So you don't need to fully master it to improve your life. Even brief awareness allows God to intervene. So devotion, suffering, love, even obsession too can spark it. That's how divine help operates in the world. So it is us who need to realize that the God is there to help and intervene when it is needed. If you are fully aware, then you know who is coming from, where it is happening, why is it happening, why not now, and why not tomorrow. So all these things you'll get to understand when you are fully aware, and you can always get help from various parts of the universe when it is needed. A fully awareness soul can actually invite this when you're not even fully aware, but if someone is watching you, can help you when it is needed, when it is asked. So becoming aware has multiple advantages, including this. So it is very important that we copy. I mean, when you are changing the character, when the soul is changing the one character to the another character, it is very important that you copy the karma and desire. Life is compared to cheating in an exam. So character copies desires and reactions from others. The soul copies from the character. So character is something little low, and it copies the desires and reactions from others. The soul copies from the character, like it has to copy all the characters details to the soul, so that soul know that this character I experienced this character. If it does not copy all the character, then soul never know that it actually experienced this character. Awareness allows smart copying, let the character react, keep the soul detached. Desires are discarded in dreams. Karma is harder. It can force migration to worse lives unless uh, handled consciously or within the divine help. So it is important that you copy it smartly. Even if you one desire or one karma is disappeared from copying the linga code, then you might need to experience them again just to fulfill if there is anything that is incomplete. So when you're incomplete and you still did the same thing in your past life, but you still wanted to do it again, is only because you did not copy all the experiences, all the wisdom that you gained by living that character. It is something that we always say, Gnana Dagda Karmana. Only with your gnana, only with your wisdom, your karma disappears. Your karma does not disappear when you are living the karma. When you are playing the drama because of the karma, it will not disappear. But after playing the drama because of your karma, and you learn something out of it, and you never wanted to repeat the same mistake what you have done in the previous karma, then that becomes your wisdom. And because of your wisdom, all the karma will disappear. Otherwise, the karma will carry and it will extend. So, what is more important is uh, you need to completely understand that detachment is not the solution. So, detachment is a partial solution. Let the character act, fight, love, or fail. The soul should simply watch without being infected. So, master that, and you gain the freedom to move through lives instead of being trapped in them. So, always it is important that you have enough freedom to leave the character and go to another character. So, this is very important. And the closing line for your uh, thing is freedom does not come from knowing more. It comes from standing a little part from your thoughts, your emotions, even your life. So it is very important that we actually carry all these things with us. So, friends, with this, I wanted to complete our podcast or video, and we'll again continue doing this chapter again. The next chapter comes in the final chapter. So, with this, we wanted to end, and we will continue sharing this wisdom. We will experience this thing. We will live this thing again. This is something that we need to experience through living this character, but not by just reading it out, or not by just going over over the books. So this is something happens parallelly in your dreams, in your lives. So always make sure that you live them, to properly engage yourself with these characters and leave them. So all these emotions, thoughts, your perceptions, make sure that they create one nice wisdom to you. If the wisdom does not come, then you relive the character again. There is high number of chances that you'll relive this character, relive the instances, relive um, the situations, unless and until you get them into your soul, the character will be lived again and again. So characters are there to experience, and soul is always there to have full freedom. So make sure you have a proper balance to each other. And thank you so much, friends. Thank you for being there, supporting uh, this complete series. We'll meet again in the next episode. Thank you so much. We'll meet again in the next Tuesday and continue the final chapter. And thank you so much for your patience. Thank you. Bye.